One moment. Okay, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, great and wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. So, you are welcome to this program. While you are joining us, share the video. Share the video, invite others to join wherever you are watching from. I just hope we are coming out clear. Just confirm. Let me confirm that we are clear, because it looks like we are jumping. All right. So while you are joining us this evening, morning, afternoon, and night, depending on where you are watching from, are you watching on YouTube? Click the like button. Are you watching on YouTube? Click the like button. Share the video. If you click the like button, we will continue to have more sharing. Are you watching on Facebook? Share the video, like the video. Wherever you are watching from, share the video, invite others to join. Are you watching on Twitter? Retweet, click the like button, drop your comments there. Wherever you are watching from, we will check it out. Great and wonderful people, great people of Africa, I greet you and I salute you wherever you are watching from. We are here once again to do the needful. We are here once again to do the needful. It is very, very important that we continue where we stopped. We continued, yesterday we had a program where Asari confirmed that he was the one. That was exactly, remember that it was the time Asari was actually in the forefront of burning and killing innocent people's home in Biafra land. It was during that time that Asari and his men, his fellow terrorists, were burning and killing innocent people and their houses in Biafra land. It was on September 2022. That was when we did that exposition. Now, following other things that he has said with regards to what exactly is going on right now, even with the case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Asari Dokubo, just like you have seen our, just like you see our topic that Asari Dokubo discussed amnesty with Tinubu in the name of if push comes to shove. They're discussing amnesty with Tinubu with regards to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and so before we proceed, I want you to remember that Asari Dokubo even confirmed that it was Tinubu who will give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that it will be Tinubu who will give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu his conditions. Asari Dokubo confirmed it. So we are here to talk about these people on this image. If you look at the image right in front of you, you will see Tinubu and Ngozi Iwuala. On the other hand is Asari Dokubo, because it is connected to Tinubu's his secret discussion with Tinubu. His secret discussion with Tinubu on how they will handle Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's issue. This is what we are going to actually discuss. On the other hand is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and on the other hand is the military coup leaders. These military coup leaders, of course, we know what has been going on in the past week with regards to the coup that took place in Niger Republic and every other places in West Africa. The military takeover is the order of the day, and it continued to communicate because it is like a communicable disease. That is something that people does not know. It's quite infectious, and it will continue as long as we are continuously having evil leaders. There is something that I was discussing with somebody today. Somebody from, we were engaging in topics of politics. Just like I will always say that so many of the African leaders, when they come to the media, they speak eloquently, they speak very well, they speak even against the West. But the most important thing that I don't see them speaking is how they are handling the affairs of their country back home. Because it looks like what I have discovered recently, it looks like these African leaders, they are looking for a way in which they will use to cover up their atrocities. They believe that African children are actually, they are naive. That immediately when you start speaking against the Western oligarch, then you become a friend to the African children, and they will no longer remember your wicked ways in the country where you are actually presiding over. There is something I don't understand. I don't know if we are having issues on Facebook. I'm not sure if we are. Wicked ways. Okay. Let me try to see how stable is it on Facebook before we proceed. 1 minute. So it is very, very necessary that while you are hearing them speaking against the Western countries and their oligarch against Africa, and their economic exploitations and sabotage against Africa, you should always also ask them what has been their role that they've been playing in this regard. Because it is very, very easy for African people to forget. It is very, very easy for African people to get carried away. It is very, very easy for you to be emotional about things that you're supposed to be more rational, to tackle. It has become a norm in our African countries that our people will keep on forgetting. Our people will always forget so easily. I used to think it is happening only in Biafra land, but I have actually seen that it is a problem that is happening across the African, in Africa, or where Africans are domiciled. This is actually a problem of a black man. It is a problem of a black man, and that is the same problem we are here to actually discuss and talk about it. I think we are very, very quick to forgive those who oppress us too much. We are very, very quick to forgive those we are not supposed to forgive. And when we forgive them so quickly and so easily, they continuously take advantage of the situation and everything that is actually happening, which they are, the ones who are doing it against us. So we are very quick in actually forgetting what they did. So I am actually trying to connect to Facebook because Facebook is not, it's really not taking a good bite rate, but I think it is better now. Let me try to bring more people into the program before we proceed, because I see it is getting stable. All right. Okay, just as I was saying, it is very, very, important. It is high time for us to begin to ask questions, to begin to understand. That is the reason why, few weeks ago I asked, or a few months ago, I continuously, ask these African leaders questions. When they are standing up to actually condemn the activities of the Western countries against Africa, what is exactly is the reason why they are doing it? Are they doing it for the sake of African liberation? Are they doing it for the sake of African emancipation? Are they doing it for the sake of their selfish aggrandizement? Because this is exactly one thing that we need to continuously asking them, because I've discovered that we forget so easily and we forget so fast. There are many head of states in Africa, no matter their atrocities, they will be committing atrocities even inside the country where they are domiciled. But when they come to the media, they are against the West. But what exactly is their actual role towards the economic stability of their country? What is their role towards the empowerment of their citizens? What is their role? These are the questions, because it is not supposed to be any head of state who will come out in the public domain to tell you the West are exploiting Africa. We can no longer take it. They are exploiting, they are stealing from Africa, this and that. You should not actually take them serious. except if you see them doing something positive. Let them start doing, let them stop talking. Because when they talk, they actually talk in order to confuse you. They talk in order for you to think, no, they are not puppets. Then what has been the problem of lack of, empowerment towards the people? Why are they not empowering people? And this thing that I am talking about is actually rampant in the East Africa. It is rampant in the East Africa. What I am talking about, it is very, very rampant in the East Africa. They talk, but their citizens are suffering. Their citizens, they are super corrupt. They are super corrupt. If you ask their citizens what exactly their country look like, they will tell you that these people are super corrupt. But when they come to the media space, we start promoting, what they said. They said that they spoke boldly. They have spoken boldly. So we start supporting them without knowing what exactly is the reason why they are speaking boldly. After actually intimidating the people of that country, after making any effort to make sure that he is seen as omnipotent in that country. That's exactly one of the reasons why when they think that what they are doing now is being noticed a lot, they will start talking against the West. Talking against the West without doing anything in order to stop the problem that you are facing from the West. It is actually nonsense. It is fallacy. It is a serious fallacy. Because you cannot continuously, you cannot continue to talk about the West against what the West is doing to your country, which you are the leader. If you are the leader, do something that will make the West, to know their state, to know do something that will make them to know where they belong. Because that is a sovereign nation. If you cannot do something because you are a leader of that nation, if you cannot do something that will actually make these people, place them in the position where they are supposed to be as a visitor or as a business, person or investor in your country, you put a policy that places them in their own position without them toppling on your country's economy. If you are not able to place them in the position where they're supposed to be, and you come out, you are complaining to us what they have done to you, but you have been president there for maybe more than 20 years, you are equally a thief. They are better than you because you are the one who enact a law. You are the one who preside over the country. You are the one who make decisions. You are the one who actually, make these policies. So why exactly are you complaining that the West did you this, the West did you that, the West that? Why can't you actually, why don't you actually make use of your foreign policy to tackle the problem of the West? Do you know the reason why I am actually coming from this direction? The reason why I am coming from this direction is, number one, if you look at the activities of, many leaders in Africa, you will understand that now these leaders, when they speak very good. You will think they are speaking on behalf of this nation where they are actually occupying. But little will you know that these guys, they are speaking for themselves. They are speaking, maybe there is a money that is supposed to be given to them or was promised them by this. They start actually coming to the media space using your emotions in order to agitate, or using your emotion in order to protest, by telling you that these people, they have done this, they have disrespected Africa, they have no. And the same question that we need to be asking these coup leaders, the same question we must be asking these coup leaders, in as much as we have actually do everything to advocate on their behalf, because we know that the current situation that we are into, the current situation we have found ourselves into, it is it is bizarre. So we are actually open to trying new things, and those new things that we are open to try, it is the reason why we are basically supporting a move that is made by this young blood of Africa. Because if you check those old people that are that are the colonial tool, neo-colonial tool, you will understand that directly these people were colonized, and we as younger generation got colonized by these old people. So that is the reason why when we see this new age trying to make a difference, trying to do something, we give them our support. Then now it is very important as well, while we are giving them our support, we will be asking them, what exactly is your plan? What exactly are you trying to do? What exactly are you doing? Are you taking your country from frying pan to fire, or from fire to frying pan? What exactly are you, is in your mind by taking the step that you have taken? It is very important. Are you negotiating a better deal? Or are you actually taking these people because you have the help of Russia or Wagner Group from Russia, and from there you will not be able to make a decision that will place you on a flat surface of negotiation with any country that is helping you or you are aligning with in order to look for a greener pasture? Because we shouldn't be emotional. Because I am going to tell you how it is going to be. We know very well that Western Europe and Eastern Europe, just like Eastern Europe, where Russia come from, Russia and the West, they don't like themselves. And the only reason why they don't like themselves is because of who is going to be the powerful nation that will be the leader of the world. That is exactly the reason why they don't like themselves. Because the US see Russia to be threat, while Russia see US to be threat. And Europeans are supporting the US because they are all in the West. Now the Russia is now fighting their way out because they have placed an embargo on them in several occasions. So they are trying to fight their way out to defend their sovereignty, to defend what they believe that, is their right. Now, while doing that, they know that the only challenge they have is that the Western countries have an alternative which is called Africa. Each and every time there will be a fight, because if you look at in the West, in the Western Europe, you will understand that in the Eastern Europe is where you find a lot of resources. Russia have oil, Russia have natural gas, Russia have gold, Russia have diamond, Russia have is it phosphate? Russia have a lot of things, a lot of minerals in Russia. So there is something about Africa is the one now making the West to appear so strong, because the West is exploiting African resources. And when you go to their Western reserves, you will find out that their reserves, or will I say that if you go to now the reserve of Britain on gold, you will find a whole lot of gold that British have in their reserve. If you go to United States, you will find they have the biggest gold reserve, but they don't have gold coming out of their ground. So these are part of the challenges that we are actually seeing. We know very well that Russia does not have uranium. They don't have uranium. And we know very well that they are actually in need of uranium as well. So making friends with somebody who have at least some of the things you have, and they have some of the things you do not have, which is exactly the technology which they have, the satellite which they have. Satellite. Russia have about more than 100 satellites that is controlled by Russia, which you do not have. Are you negotiating on a level ground, or are you actually being carried away because they are powerful for now with tech and military power or military technology? What exactly is driving the relationship? These are the things we need to be asking this young generation that are actually leading the coup. What exactly are you negotiating? Understanding that the negotiation, or every negotiation you put in place, it is going to be effective in a long term, either positive or negative. What exactly are you negotiating with? Are you negotiating out of your emotion? Are you negotiating because you believe that these people are doing you a favor or putting you in a position of power? Are you negotiating to be like what Ukraine has become today? Because if you look at the activities in Ukraine in the past decades, you will understand that Russia was always, part of the politics in Ukraine. And when they lost the politics in Ukraine, which is the West, took in their person, which is the comedian who is there now. That was the person who was installed by the West. They used him the way they wanted. So we want to know, are you there to be a weapon against the West on behalf of Russia? Or are you there because in your foreign policy, Russia is a better deal and in a fair ground? So what exactly is driving the new alliance? These are questions we must be asking. What are you willing to negotiate? What are you bringing on the table? These are questions we must be asking this young generation. We know very well that if young generation are actually emancipated and they go embark on this journey that so many of them in the ECOWAS region have embarked upon, they will do very well. But if they are doing it for the sake of power mongering, I believe it is a foul. But that is exactly what we are actually waiting to find out because there are many resources in these areas where this coup took place. And those resources, it is the reason why there is a problem there. It is the reason why there has been all those challenges that you have seen there, due to those resources. So that is the reason why we are asking them, I hope, you are not taking your people from frying pan to fire, or from fire into a frying pan, because both of them hurt. But maybe one hurt more than the other one. Maybe. Not certain. So that's exactly what we are actually trying to find out from all this military coup. While we continue to wait for ECOWAS, because they say they will attack when no one is watching. While we continue to wait for them to see how they will attack, we know we don't have a good, a powerful signal. We do not have powerful signal today. Working on the byte rate, because using the byte rate to control the signal, we don't have a very good signal. I don't know why. I don't know why. So, just like I have actually put it out there, let me leave that one here and I will go to something else, which is part of this, our poster here. If you look at, there is something Ngozi Iwuala said to Nigerians after visiting Tinubu. After visiting Tinubu, she said something to Nigerians, which is something I want to read out and let's try to figure it out. What would be her reason for saying such things? Let me read what she said. Let us read what she said. She said, Ngozi Iwuala to Tinubu. She said, Tinubu is aware Nigeria are suffering, says Ngozi Iwuala. Ngozi Iwuala said this while addressing the newsmen on Tuesday after meeting with the President Tinubu at the State House, Abuja, in the company of Minister of State Affairs, or Minister of State for Health and Minister the Senate, Dr. Mohammed Pate. She said that the reason for her visit to Tinubu was to discuss how to help in reducing the level of poverty in Nigeria. That it is what is needed now, helping Nigerians to elevate the difficult condition that they are in. Ngozi Iwuala said, our conversation with the president centered on formulating approaches aimed at job creation, One moment. Oh. Aimed at job creation. Where was I? She said that the reason for her visit to Tinubu was to discuss how to help in reducing the level of poverty in Nigeria. That is what is needed now. Helping Nigerians to elevate the difficult condition that they are in. Iwuala said, our conversation with the president centered on the formulating approach aimed at job creation, foster women's empowerment, and bolster digital trade within Nigeria economy. This was not really an official WTO mission, but we were able to engage with Mr. Tinubu to talk about what are the kinds of programs that could be put in place to make sure that Nigerians are okay. Wow. You know, one thing that I am seeing here is that, I don't know why, because she said it is not an official World Trade Organization mission. This is her own mission. And the reason why this thing caught my attention is that I am trying to actually understand what exactly could be the reason why the woman will decide to pay Tinubu a visit, because the man you are paying a visit is actually the man who is say that he is illegitimate in the position of leadership in Nigeria. He said it himself. He said that he knows that majority of Nigeria did not vote for him, which means he does not have the majority vote. Yet he is in the position of power. So why would Ngozi Iwuala decide to pay him a visit to start discussing on how to solve Nigeria problem, women empowerment, job creation, and not as unofficial? It is not an official World Trade Organization mission. That is her own, visit to the president. Why will she visit the president to discuss how to empower women, how to do job creation? It is not a business approach that will, attract other nations into, the business of Nigeria that is going to empower people. She came on her own, and coming on her own to discuss such things, it could only mean that two things are involved. Because if you look at the activity, the woman herself does not have any position in Nigeria leadership. She is the chairperson of World Trade Organization. So she does not have any position in Nigeria. So what actually will bring her to discuss the economic, how to do job creation and women empowerment in Nigeria? Coming to meet Tinubu, who confirmed that he is illegitimate in the position of power. What could be the reason why Ngozi Iwuala meet Tinubu? Could it be that, as we know, Jagaban, who is willing to explore anything just to stay in power? Could it be that Jagaban, that we know that his power, power is the only thing that he think about now? Could it be that they have, or they had, a special arrangement which actually brought about this visit? Because what I see in this visit, I believe it is a visit of solidarity. But with who? Solidarity with who? With Tinubu. And being in solidarity with Tinubu is it is just an evidence that Madam Ngozi Iwuala is actually part of the problem of Nigeria. Because having seen exactly the situation of things in Nigeria, having seen that there is election tribunal going on, having seen that this man is illegitimate, you are coming to tell Nigerians that this man knows the problem they are facing. You are coming to tell Nigerians that this man has a plan that will help Nigeria to thrive. What exactly is that plan that this man has? What exactly is the plan that Tinubu have in order to help Nigeria? Is it the plan that you are going to bring forth for him? Or is there anything that you have in your position as a chairperson of World Trade Organization that will help Nigeria in order to trade themselves out of inflation? Is there any plan that you have? Because you said that you are not there for the sake of World Trade Organization mission. You are there because you are, of course, a Nigerian, because you can be a Nigerian, but maybe you are a friend to Tinubu. The reason why I am getting worried, actually, not because of, you can visit Tinubu, but there is something that happened that makes me to continuously get worried. Because if you are actually in the World Trade Organization, I believe that you and your family members, you are in abroad, you are doing well. If not, you have in yourself money enough that will actually help your family to thrive, that will help your family to, to be comfortable. You really don't know what ordinary people might be going through in Nigeria, because you don't actually move around like ordinary people. You don't stay in the villages like ordinary people or in townships like ordinary people. You are actually on top, so you will not understand. So all these political games that they will use people like you of influence to play, it is very, very, it is very, very, bad. It is very dangerous. Because I know that what they brought you there for is for the purpose of this politics that is going on in Nigeria. It is not for change of life or helping of anybody to, get a job or create anything. No. Those things are just media statements that you people just made. But I am so worried and surprised that a woman who is in that position of yours, highly respected, could, bring yourself to this level of trying to promote an illegitimate leader. Because it is a promotion journey that you came there for. We're not going to see any empowerment or any job. Even if there is, it will go through a nepotism. It will be given hand to hand. So, in this regard, Ngozi Iwuala cannot, deny the fact that his brother is in the election tribunal fighting to win, or fighting, the injustice against Ndibo. She will not actually deny the fact that she is not supposed to involve herself in illegitimate people affair or illegitimate affairs in Nigeria, because she has a reputation to protect. Or, for her to make it, for her to actually say openly that she is not there to represent, WTO, that she is there for the sake of Nigeria. So if she's not there to represent WTO, for her to make it actually, make that statement, I think there is something more to it. Because if I could actually articulate well, there was a time when there was African countries that wanted to manufacture their own COVID-19 vaccine instead of depending on Europe and the USA to give them vaccine. Nation like South Africa decided that they wanted to manufacture their own vaccine, which you heard it in the French summit that happened recently. You heard it there. But that initiative and the plan was sabotaged by WTO, World Trade Organization. Why? I know it is not in the hands of Madam Ngozi Iwuala, because I know that she will not be doing, she won't do it purposely. But the position where she occupies is anti-African growth. That is exactly what it is. The position where she occupies is anti-African development and anti-African growth. So we know that she will be actually pushed from pillar to post to do things, to make a policies that will not even help Africa to thrive. So she's not Pan-African. As long as she's in the position of where she is, she's not a Pan-African. She will not, on her own, bring about African development other than, through politics of the West. The way it is going to actually be more beneficial to the West than any other person. So I believe that in that regard, it is understandable, because position where she occupies, it is position that is controlled by the West, and the West is actually those who make, select the leaders that is going to be your leader in Nigeria. So since she's occupying a position that is controlled by the West, and the West appoint who is going to be the leader, whether they win the election or not, they will put them there because they are going to be their stooge. So now, if you bring these two together, you will understand that it makes sense. It makes absolutely sense on the reason why she will decide to support illegitimate person in the position of power. I am not calling him illegitimate only by myself. He confirmed it himself. He confirmed it himself. So if there is anybody who is actually in denial of the fact that he is illegitimate, they should go and listen to where he said, I know that the majority of you did not vote for me. So what is he doing in the position of power? So it will take somebody who is sitting in a structure that is anti-African development to actually come to support an illegitimate person who forced himself into the position of power. So is that exactly what we are seeing here? Because what we are seeing right now, it is an evidence to show that no, these people, they are playing a rough politics on people of Nigeria. A very, very rough politics on people of Nigeria. Because the people that you will even trust, they will use them and turn them against you. And sometimes it might not be, they will do it against their will. Because they know that they need these positions which they are occupying. So, but what I am telling you right now is that the position that Madam Ngozi Iwuala is occupying is anti-African development and anti-economic growth of Africa. It is not in their slogan, but it is actually what it is. Seeing the type of politics they are playing in such organization. And I am not trying to be prejudiced against her. But most important thing is that I am actually, addressing this situation. I am addressing it in a perspective of somebody who understands the type of politics such organizations are playing and the type of people they will place in the position of power. Just like when Joe Biden was trying to become a president of the United States, he chose for himself a black woman. But most of the time when we see these people, they have never selected a pure black person. They will always select somebody who is a half caste. The reason why they will select somebody, maybe he is fathered by European. So you will see the reason why is to use them for a particular, a particular assignment. That's why they select them. They use them for a particular assignment. They are not putting them in the position of, that position because they mean well for you. They are putting them there for the sake of you them to pursue or chase after some agenda to the other. We know that. But it is very, very necessary we understand this type of politics that they are playing. Very, very important. When you look at what is going on right now with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's Asari Dokubo said that, when it is his man that will grant amnesty to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That if you want amnesty, it is his man that will grant amnesty to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Because the discussion he is having with Tinubu, you know what that discussion is all about. The discussion with Tinubu in secret is that if push come to shove, we will give him amnesty with a very stringent condition. That's exactly what they are actually discussing. But we are here to tell Tinubu, we are not looking for your amnesty. We are actually looking forward to obeying the court order. We are not interested in your amnesty. We are only interested in obeying court order. Let the decisions of the court be obeyed. Let the decisions of the court be obeyed. That's exactly what we are here for. We are not waiting for you and Asari discussed amnesty. We don't need it. That's why we don't need your help. The court has set Mazen Nnamdi Kanu free, and the order of court must be obeyed. That's exactly what we are calling for. The order of the court must be obeyed. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is already free. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is already free, but it is against the order of court that they are detaining him, and the Buhari pass it over to Tinubu so that he will use it as part of the weapon against the eastern region. So that's exactly what Tinubu is doing, and we are watching to see where they are. It is actually going to take Nigeria to. We are watching them to see where it is taking them to. But of course, we know quite well, we are well aware that the politics and the games they are playing for Asari to be coming and bragging about who is going to be, it is his man who is going to be do the amnesty. It is his man who is going to give the amnesty. That is actually uncalled for. It is uncalled for. That means but there is one important thing that we are actually seeing, we are waiting for. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be going to court in the next month. He will be going to court in the next month. Let us listen to the election, let us listen to the court verdict, because what I am telling you here now, I have an evidence to it. The discussion of Asari and Tinubu, where they are, talking about how they will use amnesty as if push come to shove. They will use amnesty to start up that talk. But we are telling them in advance, we don't need their amnesty. We do not need Asari and Tinubu's amnesty. We need court order to be obeyed. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been set free. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a free man. Nigeria is holding him arbitrarily. Nigeria is holding Mazen Nnamdi Kanu against the order of court verdict. So let them actually take their amnesty and their whatever and go and give it to the those criminals that they are giving it to, which is the terrorist. You cannot grant amnesty to somebody who has committed no offense. You cannot grant amnesty to somebody who is innocent. You cannot grant amnesty to somebody who the court has set free. You can only grant amnesty to people like Asari who is a criminal that actually, has done many things, carried gun and threatened people, wear gun, even threatened the state. Asari has threatened the state, Nigeria state. I am looking for that video where he threatened Nigeria state. I couldn't find it today. But if I find it tomorrow, we are coming to show it to the world. These are the type of people who deserve amnesty from the government. Not the same people discussing how to grant amnesty to innocent person who has committed no crime known to law, that the same court has set him free. Asari Dokubo is discussing amnesty with Tinubu. Who is Asari Dokubo? Who is Asari Dokubo to be discussing amnesty with Tinubu? That is actually, showing us exactly the type of people that runs the affairs of Nigeria. These are a group of, they are, group of evildoers. Group of evildoers. Is it Asari Dokubo that will drive the situation of Nigeria? Because show me your friend, I will tell you whom you are. Asari Dokubo is a mafia. Tinubu is a mafia. So if you see the birds of the same feather, they flock together. Birds of the same feather, they flock together. These two people committed the atrocities that they have committed. No one granted them amnesty. But they are talking about amnesty on somebody who is innocent. We will never agree. We will never. That is, they should take their amnesty and put it back to their pocket. We are waiting for court decision. And that is where we are waiting for. Court decision. And while they are planning their amnesty, we will also be getting ready for to give them a response. Because, hey, what type of a country is that? We are called to set somebody free. Two people, one non-state actor who carry gun up and down, and a president discussing amnesty. That is very, very sad. This type of things take place in the country like Nigeria. Those are the places this type of things take place. But it is very, very important that we continue to remind them. We continue to tell them that we know their plans. We know their plans. And that their plans, it is not going to work. It is not going to work. The problem they are actually trying to bring upon Nigeria at all costs. These people are warmongers. At all costs. Powermongers, warmongers. The problem they are actually trying to bring upon Nigeria, if they bring it, all of you who are living and watching these people taking you into, your dead end, you continue to watch them instead of trying to do something. Time will come. Oh, you will say, how do you know? Time will come if you continue to allow this type of thugs to be in the position of power. Time will tell where you are going to go into, you will be led to the dead end. Because they are playing a big joker with Tinubu, the West. They are playing a big joker with Tinubu. You people are so lucky. I don't know how long the lucky is going to last. Because as the West is pushing Tinubu and the ECOWAS to go and fight their war in the Niger Republic, they are pushing them to go and fight their war in the Niger Republic. If you fight the war, you become African, powerhouse. If you fight the war, you become African powerhouse. We are watching this bunch of corrupt people, where they are going to take you to. This bunch of corrupt people, where are they going to take you to? We are watching. We are watching them. But it is very, very important that we understand the type of alliances that we are making. We understand the clause on those alliances that we are making. There is a write-up I saw, today, where the thief in Finland, I believe, so, because he has been, they are taking him to court. Because they are taking the thief to court, and the thief come to say, Ekperima in Finland. Let me read verbatim what he said, because there is a reason why I am reading this. He said, I urge those who want to sue Simon Ekpa to hire lawyer from Finland and not Sweden. I don't even know who want to sue the idiot, because I don't think there is anybody who want to sue the idiot. I don't know if there is. I am not resident in Sweden, but before you do that, make sure the lawyer is aware of the following. Listen attentively for you to see how stupid the man in Finland is, who called himself a lawyer. Have you forgotten that he called himself a lawyer? Listen attentively. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, through Caroline Okolafor's mother, Adamma Brown, administered me oath of allegiance, supervised by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself. That's what he said. He administered him oath of allegiance, supervised by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself. Now, administration of this oath of allegiance, was it written in black and white? Was it signed? That is number one thing that you need to start looking for. Now, administering you oath of office or oath of allegiance, does it mean that you are going to undermine the structure and the agreement of this structure of this organization that administered you oath of allegiance? Does it mean you are going to undermine the laws, the bylaws that governs this organization that you claim they have administered you oath of allegiance? These are something that the criminal does not understand. He does not understand it. He said that Adamma Brown mother, or Adamma Brown, which is Caroline Okolafor's mother, Adamma Brown, administered an oath of allegiance supervised by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, the last time I checked, IPOB can actually administer you. IPOB can as well suspend you. So within the IPOB structure, it has power to admission, it has power to suspension. So, administration of such oath of allegiance, is it written in a black and white anywhere to show that that oath of allegiance cannot be terminated, come what may? This is stupidity, stupid claims. And what is the evidence of such oath of allegiance? What is the evidence? Where is the evidence of such oath of allegiance? Is it written in a black and white, or it was spoken verbally? Most of the time, all those things verbal does not make any sense as long as it is not written in a black and white. Listen. Now that before I accepted the oath, he convinced me. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he claimed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu convinced me that should in case anything happened to him, I am his replacement. Now you are actually confessing that you know what is happening, what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This number 2 is actually an evidence that a Perima in Finland knows what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he claimed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu convinced him should in case anything happened to him that he is his replacement. Who does that? Where does this happen? Is it written in a black and white? So because you are seeing yourself as his replacement, that is the reason why you actually sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you with the help of the Igbo politicians that you work for, because it is actually what might be the reason why you came up immediately Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was rendition, to start acting as if you are the leader, to start acting as if you are working with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because remember that this is exactly what it looks like. On the other hand, Kanu Kanu, maybe he want to be the traditional ruler of Afaru Ibek. You want to be the successor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under IPOB. Now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu convinced you, should anything happen to him, not so long, not even up to a year of convincing you should anything happen to him, then something happened to him. You know, have you seen exactly when we link this guy to the this ordeal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? So many people will misunderstand it, so many people will doubt it, because what is written here is a very, very suspicious, statement coming from a Perima in Finland. Now, the last time we see what we saw here, had anything happened to him? So now he is still alive, and he is still alive under command and control. So as long as he's still alive, command and control still stands. So had anything happened to him, like what? It is not state anything happened to you. So that's why they decided to take him to to Kenya, tell him not to tell DOS, making plans with the Nigeria politicians, and they sold him out there, torturing him, trying to believe they will kill him. Or the time they took him up from the airport, luckily for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there were people who knew, who saw what was going on. So that is the reason why they could not kill him. So the plan was for something horrible to happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so that the thief in Finland will be bestowed himself by the politicians of Nigeria in the replacement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's exactly what number 2 said here. Number 3, that before I took the oath, he mandated me to take over the struggle if anything happened to him, including using his name. A promise he fulfilled immediately. He was kidnapped from Kenya by mandating me to take over the struggle from the DSS dungeon. Mandating you to take over the struggle from the DSS dungeon. How did he mandate you? Did he write you a letter signed or stamped by the seal of IPOB that gave the mandate, the legitimacy? Is there any seal in the mandate, or is it a verbal mandate? And whoever that he was, there a lawyer there that actually, confirm all these mandates that you people sign, both parties sign, that you are mandated to take over a registered organization which you were administers as they administer you as a shadow member. Remember that IPOB is a registered organization, and therefore no one has any right to come and tell you that you will take over. You will take over, except if IPOB never had a structure. So for you to know that the fallacy this guy is writing here, it is part of his lies and deceit. A shadow member who was telephonically, you had a oath to interview somebody, and all of a sudden they have mandated you, they have given you everything, they have told you that that you will take over when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not there. Of course, we know very well, if we did not actually debunk all your all your deep fake videos you are making, maybe this was going to be a video. It was going to be in a video. But we know we have debunked your deep fake. And if you bring more, we debunk it. And we create another one that will be like the one you created to debunk it. So that is the reason why you are writing now. Oath of allegiance. He gave you, he gave over the struggle to you from the DSS dungeon. Who is there to confirm that he gave you over the struggle from the DSS dungeon? Where is the, the signature? Where is the write-up that transferred you the struggle from the DSS dungeon? Or registered organization just grant power of attorney in secret? Do you know what is power of attorney? Power of attorney is done in front of attorneys. So you saying that he grants you authority to be in Radio Biafra, there must be a power of attorney. It is a black and white, written in a black and white, signed by both parties in front of their legal practitioner, in front of the organization legal practitioner or attorney. That is how a power of attorney is issued. So he is in DSS facility and he now granted you power of attorney. Hey! Is this how idiotic and moronic this guy is? I used to think that my Finland knows something. I don't know that he is it. So he is an illiterate. For somebody to be in the DSS dungeon granting you power of attorney, does it make sense? But you were the one who came in front of the world to say that you do not listen to anybody in the DSS dungeon because he is under, how do they say it, under Durex. That the person in the DSS dungeon is under Durex. So he was not under Durex when you claim he told you to take over the struggle. He was not under Durex. Hi. Nigeria. That during this oath of allegiance, the illegitimate son called Tanunta and other siblings was not part of this agreement. Neither does the defunct and expelled criminals in DOS part of it. You call them criminal DOS. You that call them criminal DOS, what is the meaning of that DOS? DOS is a synonym. What is the full meaning of that DOS? Department of State. The structure of IPOB. Department of State of IPOB. That is the DOS that you are calling them defunct. No one will actually dissolve the structure of organization without dissolving it inside the boardroom. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu must dissolve the structure of IPOB first before he will be handing or bringing in new management or new executive officer. Or so there is no way he will come and tell you, he will give you over the struggle, not written in a black and white. If from the DSS dungeon he straight handed it over to you, and it is about I hear they said I say, and they handed it over to you. You as a so-called lawyer in Finland, they told you equalo. Hi, there is something fundamentally wrong with the mind of a black man. That by virtue of the above and many more yet to be made public, in fulfilling my own part of the agreement, I will continue to use Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's name picture anyhow I want until he is released. that it is only me and myself that can decide to stop using it when I want. Okay. So when bring the lawyer, make sure he or she is aware of above fact, because he or she loses the case, which is very certain. I will demand damages and compensation, including paying my own legal fee, and knowing that those sending you are Nigeria government. I will instruct my lawyer to make legal fees of 100,000 euro and above. You are a criminal before, so you can actually, tell them to make it 1 million euro. We know that you are a criminal. So number one is that these things that you wrote here, it is a sign of a criminal that you are. Number two, it is a sign of somebody who is scared because there will be a litigation against him. So we know, how these games are being played. So we are actually, whoever that is, embarking on this journey, don't be moved by this nonsense. This young man is a criminal. So if this case is really going to court, by the evidence of this thing he wrote here, actually shows me that he is a criminal and will be indicted in the court, because he is acting under false pretense. Now, when you look at what he is doing, you will understand that it is something that they formulated, and the IPOB has a structure in every given, country. So in that country, if you are not actually recognized as a member of IPOB and a rooted member, registered member of IPOB, there is, whether you say you have meetings with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that is between you and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It is not between you and the struggle, because the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can have friends. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can make promises to people, and depending on the situation of things, but that promises he makes with people is nothing related to IPOB. IPOB is an organization. Simon, do you know what is organization? Organization that has a structure. Organization that runs a structure. So any organization that runs a structure, cannot just make a decision without informing the structure, except if that organization is a child play. Except if it is a child play organization. So what you wrote here is a fallacy. You have actually indicted yourself with things that you have written here, which means that you know the activities and movement of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and you decided to sell him out. And in order to come and claim that he told you, that is part of the argument based on this thing that you have written. It is an indictment to your own testimony. It is an indictment to your own claims. You knew that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was going to go to Kenya, because according to you, you people were doing this thing in secret. You people were doing this thing in privacy. No one knows. Not even evidence shows that, it is actually something that is done in secrecy. So it means that you have that, access to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to the extent that he told you where he was going and you sold him out. So you are the only man who could sell him out, and you run outside and start saying DOS sold Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And the Otonelli decided to run out to say Elohim told him. Elohim told her. So Simon, you are the one who did this to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Finally, your confession shows that you sold him out in order to take over IPOB in the name that he promised you. He promised you that he's going to give you IPOB. Simon, you will pay for your crimes. You will pay for your crime. You and those those cabals of autopilot, all of you are going to pay for your crime. And I believe also that because you didn't write here that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made you promises that the wife does not know about. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made you promises that if the wife come to say anything in the media space that is coming from the husband, you should set your media dogs, your erat, to be insulting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's wife. The same man who you claim that he has given you a power of attorney that is not signed or written by anybody. Your power of attorney comes verbally. Are you not a fool? You are showing me, I used to think that you know something, but what you have done here is an evidence to show that you are nobody. You know nothing. You are a fool who just they just give you information where you will use to be deceiving people because you are championing a Western agenda, but you will pay for your crime. I'm going to leave it here until we meet again. Stay safe, stay informed. Bye for now.